Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on your time and your location. This is one of your own, Read Biafra TV. I bring the message of hope, message of redemption, message of histories that are repeating in our own time to you. The message that will equally send us home very fast. That is what I bring to you this wonderful morning. Please, as you join me, quickly like and share the program, please, if you may. Because whenever you like this program, you are bringing more people to know that we are live and we are direct this morning on this Read Biafra TV page. Please. I see you, Chigozie. Good morning. I also see you in another Simon's program. Thank you so much. Chigozie, do you sleep at all? Because I can see you are in every platform, my brother. The spirit is high. Keep it up as we move. So, thank you. The only thing you can do for me right now as you are joining me or anytime you are going to watch this program, my people, there is why this like is important. Once you like program and share, once you like another person on your own notification, on your own YouTube or Facebook, where you like, we get notification that we are live. So that person will join and listen the program. By doing that like, you are helping. You are helping to do what? To separate the message. You are helping to share the message so others may listen to the message. That is why we always ask you, like and share. If you want the world to know about Biafra, if you want the world to know what we are doing, that means you need to like and share. Whenever you are doing that, that simply means you are making the world to know the importance of the message and why that Biafra has been re-declared as a new nation. That we have re-declared that old country, automatically right now, it becomes a new nation. And for them to also know that we are here to let them know what they want us to do, that we are doing it. That we are now seeking for our recognition as a new country. That we are looking for what? Our own recognition. For us to join the good countries to make the world a better place. That is what we are doing. So please, and also when you comment, it gives us more courage that our people are listening and they also understanding what we are doing. So that's why we always ask you, keep it coming. Keep your message coming. Keep liking. Keep sharing. Inviting people. Tag people on your YouTube, on your Facebook. Forward message to them. You are sending the message without you saying a word to the world. The message is going because you don't know who will come across your page and who will listen to this program through you, because those in your contact is not in my contact. Today, we want to discuss the issue of, after declaration of a country, why recognition of many countries is being delayed, like Somaliland, like many other countries in the world. That is why we are here to discuss this morning. Mark, you are welcome. Thank you so much. Good morning. We are here to discuss why, after the declaration of a new country, why recognition, this particular international recognition, is being delayed. There is many things that surrenders it. There's many things. More when it comes to from Africa. The world will tell them, oh, do not allow them to come. Oh, if they come, many people will come outside and start fighting for their own country. That is the word they are using. Do not allow them. If you allow them, they are going to create many more countries. We take an example of them and start coming out. And your territory will be gone. Your territory will porous. These are the words that the world keep on using. Yes, Inhejirika, good morning. Abomi Inhejirika, good morning. I greet you. We are still wishing our people Happy New Year, because we're still in January. The world continuously lying. And the way they know they cannot do, because of out of their greedy and out of their are not doing well. That is why people are forming a new country, because a country like Nigeria, many countries in Africa do not experience child benefit. Do you know that family can use child benefit to build house, ride their car? Child benefit. From the day the child was being born, the money that the government is paying in this country where I am, it is. That is why you can see their sons and daughters, 18 years, they are driving, 17 years, they have started driving cars, 16 years, they are driving cars on their own. Because of what? Child benefit. And that is one of the most important things that Biafra government, that is what one of the most things that United States of Biafra are going to give to the citizens. Go and check out people who are in America today, in UK. Many of them are receiving child benefit. The child benefit is what they do to keep their family going. And they don't want you to experience it. They don't want you to witness it. And you will continue suffering. You will continue losing things you're supposed to be on your own. That is what Biafra is going to give to you. That thing that you never experienced, that thing that you never witnessed in your entire life, Biafra government is here to give it to you. That is why it is very imperative that you support your Biafra. That is part of the benefit of you having your own country, that people are very civilized, people that values life, people that do not want you to do Babiala, we give to you. That is why. That is the most important part of it. The most important part of what we are doing is this. For us to have our own child benefit, that even without working, family can use that to eat food. Ask those in America, ask those in UK, ask those in a civilized country. Like I said, in this country I am, there is a child benefit. The government is giving. Once you become a citizen, they are giving it to you. Once you become their citizen, they will give you, once your family or your wife is giving birth, they will give you child benefit. Do you know that there is those in abroad today, they are in abroad because of the child benefit of their daughter and their son's passports of citizens of that country? That is why they are there. Do you know that? You know that there's those who own accounts in America today because of child benefit. If not for that child, they will not have accounts. And they are all in America, like people like Dobika, gossiping from both sides of their mouths. These are the things that the US government want to bring to you. Do you know the government can give you house support benefit? Do you know that the government can give you house support? You know that there is more government will giving you every month. They don't want to have it. That is why Biafra government is here to give us all those things that we are lacking, that we have never experienced in our life. And we are going to start experiencing it very soon. That is why when we call on you to support your country, to support USB as the only legitimate government for you, and you'll be there messing up. With all indication, with all verification, I am telling you the truth. I'm telling us the truth that your government of the USB is on the legal rights that the world are looking for right now. I said what? They are on the legal rights that the world asks us to follow in this 21st century. In this 2026, they have adopted a new law for anybody who is fighting through remedial succession, self-determination, through external remedial succession. There is a law for you that you should not use armed struggle. That they no longer want people to use arm to find their way out from an existing territorial integrity like what we, people of United States of Biafra, is passing through today. What we, the people of United States of Biafra, is passing through today from the hands of one Nigeria. They said they don't want anything armed struggle to exit Nigeria anymore. That they want us to go through legal. They want us to go through diplomatic. They want us to go through political pressure for it. After we have met all the criteria of the Montevideo Convention, Geneva Convention, Vienna Convention, UN Charter, and African Charter. I am telling us this, that United States of Biafra has met those criteria as we are waiting for our international recognition that will send us home, for us to go and take care of our land. Do not expect magic that after their declaration that happens immediately. No. If in those days, if it can take America 2 years or a year and 6 months before they can be able to achieve recognition, what of now that the world are corrupt like never before? What of now that Amina Mohammed, the UN president, is being corrupt like rotten mango? What are you saying about it? In this our time is the time we have highest corruption is happening. Everything is about oil. Everything is about interest. Not about human being. That is why we say that all the laws of the world must be called for amendment. This UN Charter, African Charter, must call for amendment because the UN Charter is jamming themselves because of the corruption that was in their mind when they enacted this law. When they introduced this law, when they adopted this law, there is corruption. That is why today the law is jamming itself. You give people right for them to succeed in having their country, but you don't have the right to, immediately they have choose and you see the evidence, to grant them official recognition or to come in and ask the old territorial integrity, please, this is their choice under self-determination of our law from the UN. Amina Mohammed come and destroy this law because she wants to register Islamization in the world. Anthony, good morning from here. I greet you. Because of what? She wants, she doesn't care. A woman for that matter. A woman, a mother is there. Children are dying. The fellow mothers are dying. And she did not say anything. The fight that Donald Trump is fighting today is what UN, African organization, should have been fighting for. But look at how it is. A Nigerian man is the chairman of the African organization. Imagine. Anywhere Nigeria enters, the name Nigeria is a destruction, is destruction. They will destroy those that are there. They will corrupt them. You know how many billions Amina Mohammed is taking every month from Venezuela, from people like Nigeria, or from China. All these corrupt entities, all these corrupt countries in the world, their own is mush. They are the one sponsoring, they are the one that puts Amina Mohammed, a woman for that matter, in that seat. And she closed her mouth, shy away, as if she don't know what people are passing through today. She will just smith her mouth because of they give her money to shut up her mouth, to shush her mouth, and she cannot talk. Today, the fight she's supposed to be leading is what Donald Trump is leading. And they're all against Donald Trump because Donald Trump is here to expose all their criminality, all their evils they are planning, and all that they are doing. That is why he's here to destroy it. Chinanye, you're good man from here. Basi, Shupu, good morning from here. Chinanye, good morning. Thank you for coming. So, it is very imperative for us to understand the level where we are today. The level where we are is that we are focused on this international movement for us to achieve our lost country, which is United States of Biafra. In the 1967 to 1970, we call it Republic of Biafra. Today, after our redeclaration on November the 29th, 2024, we are now calling it United States of Biafra. The solution to the killings that is going on in Nigeria, the solution to inhuman treatment, the abuse of rights, the solution to the country that asks you that if you come out to protest, that they will sentence you life imprisonment. That is the country that we, the Biafran people, refuse to stay on. And what is our problem? That we said, I don't want to live with you. I don't want to stay with you. Is it by force? Because of interest of a white man. That a white man has interest of business, company he built in Nigeria. Nigeria is a company built by a white man, not a country. In the history of every country in the world, they make declaration of their country. There was a time France was a new country. There was a time America was a new country. There was a time Spain was a new country. There was a time every country in this world make their declaration. Nigeria is the only country in the world that have the document amalgamated. Check every history in the world today. of being a country. It's only in Nigeria that has document of what amalgamated by a white man called Felix Lugard with his girlfriend. Nigeria is only a country that did not pass through that hot seat of war before they can become a country. That is why it's not a country. It is the company of a white man. And that is the interest of the why you are one Nigeria because of oil, palm kernel, and cocoa. That is cocoa. That is only three things that the white man see that make them to amalgamated that thing called one Nigeria. Hello, good morning from here. Deep PVC, good morning from here. Russia is not owning Nigeria. It's China that owns Nigeria. Russia is not owning Nigeria. It's UK, France, and China is owning. They are the owner of Nigeria. They are the owners of Nigeria, not China. Russia is not among them. Love Day for over how many months? Now, wow. Love Day, what happened? Are you okay? I hope you are good, my brother. Happy New Year. Happy Xmas. Because we did not wish ourselves. It's been a very long time I saw your comment on this page. Because I know that you are among men who encouraged me in the beginning. I thank you for also being there for me. Thank you. Thank you. So, today, in present, what we are doing, we don't care those who want to fix Nigeria because Nigeria can never be fixed. Nigeria is not a country. You can only fix a country. In the past, they say that British has tried to manage Nigeria through Nnamdi Azikiwe. Nnamdi Azikiwe said that that British has tried to manage Nigeria, that is not working, it cannot work. That if the new generation refuse to divide Nigeria, that Somalia will be better than Nigeria. And today that is what is happening. A Yoruba man also said that. The first prime minister of Nigeria also said that it's better in the future that Nigeria is being divided according to the tribal line, according to the ethnic religion. That if the coming to the refuse to do that, refuse to adhere to this instruction or to this advice, that Somaliland, Somalia will be better than Nigeria. When your forefathers refuse or told you something to achieve, you did not achieve it, they will be angry with you and they will never allow you to succeed. That is why in our culture, we please our ancestors for them to be in peace with us. The ancestors of Nigeria lay a cause and said that this is not a country. The Biafran people, we have moved on with our life. Like people of Somaliland, move on from Somalia. Like people of Namibia, move away from South Africa. Like people of Eritrea, move away from Ethiopia. And today in South Africa, another country in the next 10 years will emerge in South Africa. It has been already on the line. It has been already on the line. People of Belarus walk away from Russia 2020. Today they are a country on their own. And the other many more like that. It is important to know exactly what is going on to the world so you will know how you are going to achieve your own country. And we must achieve it because it is our time, it is our right to do that. So, when the people of Biafra has rise up to understand the importance of them moving away from Nigeria, that Nigeria simply means a death sentence to every indigenous person. Look at what is going on today. You can see all the videos. The English Alhaji, who is doing the exposition of all the killings that is going on in Nigeria, has been kidnapped has been kidnapped for over 5 days. No way to find him. A country where a youth stood up to talk. Us only, this guy is not putting anything except to bring those videos of what is going on in Nigeria. And what happened? He has been arrested and been taken away. Nigeria has put law that if you come out to protest, that once they catch you, life imprisonment for you, or death sentence on you. Tell me in a country where that is happening in the world. Nigeria said if you come outside to protest, that you are going to face, once they captured you, life imprisonment, death sentence, or how many billions of naira you will pay before you will be free, equal to death sentence and life imprisonment. That is a country where people claim that they are country. If Nigeria, those who believe in one Nigeria, my advice to you, if you can ever do protest or if you can ever do revolution, it's now that the world has put Nigeria on a country of particular concern. Now that the visa of Nigeria has been banned legally to the people or to the top politicians of Nigeria, it's only now that those who claim that they want to still continue to be in Nigeria has time to do protests now. That is happening. It's only now that you can try. And remember that many of you will be in prison. That is why we are not wishing any Biafra to protest in Nigeria, because if you come outside, they will buy you, they will sentence you, because it's by yourself. That is why we decided to choose it at home. Be in your house. Nobody will come to arrest you. Okay, easy. Okay. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, like I said, in my code these days is a happy recognition to the United States of Biafra in advance. Love it. Thank you so much. You know, you're one of the intelligent men who always be on this page. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. So, my people, we must understand the time we are into, that this period of time that we must be focused for us to achieve our international recognition these days. So, when we are saying people to let them know what is going on, that enclave, that company called Nigeria, the center is no longer holding. We want you to really understand it perfectly, to know that the only solution is for you to adhere to listen to United States of Biafra as your own country and support. Pay your tax to your state. I'm also paying my tax to my state. I don't know about you. We are fighting to exit Nigeria. Do not think that it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Look at people of Somaliland today. After waiting for 34 years, they have finally grabbed the recognition from a member of the UN. That is what we are lacking today. Despite that, we are a sovereign state. We will first promote ourselves before other countries will come to join us. Oh my God. That is very important for you to know. It is very important for you to know. It is very important. Because without you knowing what you want, nobody will look at you. Nobody. And you are the one that's going to give yourself name that people will call you. We are no longer believing in that name that a white man will give Nigeria. We are letting the world to know that we have met all the criteria for us to be a new country. And we, as the Biafran people, are not going back into what we want. And we also prove to the world that we are very peaceful, loving people, that we abide by the law of the world. By after our declaration, we are no longer into armed struggle anymore. We, as the Biafran people, are no longer into armed struggle. We are into diplomatic, legal, and political movement of it. That is where, and that is how we want to achieve our country. Whoever don't like it should go and do his own, because the world has made it for us to understand that in this 21st century, that you don't need to go into using armed struggle to fight an existing country that has territorial integrity. But because of the external of that declaration, that you have given other countries in the world power to talk about you, today, Biafra is being discussed everywhere. That is why you can see the NATO chairman from Austria calling Nigeria S. He's always said, NATO chairman, he always said, S Nigeria. That he's calling on America to recognize Biafra as a country and do what? And give them arms to defend themselves. When you got international recognition, that is when you have time, you have the power to use your arm to chase those who refuse to leave your country. Just how we rose this time around. The international recognition gives you power to pick up arms to chase away those that are occupying your territory. Because the person that is occupying the territory, he's been there, and the world see him as the one that they respect their territorial integrity. But because of you have do remain succession under external, no longer internal, Ojukwu lose the world because of it was being presented to the world that this is an external, this is an internal matter of the evil contraction called One Nigeria that means death sentence to every indigenous person. That is the thing that we want people to know, that we as the Biafran people has exit One Nigeria, that we did not believe in that word anymore. We have gone back to who we are before the amalgamation of 1914. Who we are before the amalgamation of 1914 was the best, could have established more in our life. We want to build a country where a child birth gift can do what? Can take care of family. Check those living in the Odyssey Europe. There's what they call a child birth benefit. That is what many people are using to survive in Europe. Go and check. That is why many of them want to marry from a foreigner, so they can use childbirth and survive. In the Europe, it is making headway everywhere in the Europe. So, we are here to discuss the issue of, after declaration of a country, where recognition of many countries is being delayed, like, example, Somaliland. I love they said, and the time is quick approaching, and approaching very fast. Yes. Very, very fast, rapid. They call it is rapid time. In this 21st century, the world said, We don't want armed struggle anymore. That they do not want it anymore. That armed struggle, military is not the definition of sovereignty. Military is not the definition of sovereignty. This is where the world has put us right now. And that is why our government is doing everything possible to prove that military is not sovereignty, rather that the government, defined territory, a permanent population is sovereignty. That is how the world puts it right now. In this 21st century, the definition of sovereignty for a government, for a new country declared by a government in exile, is under 4 criteria. Montevideo Convention, they also said permanent population, divine territory, effective government, capacity to enter into relations with other countries. That you must be an existing country before other countries recognize you. Choose 042, senior comrade. Good morning from here. I still wish you happy weekend and happy new month as we are still celebrating. And also happy recognition of the USB in advance. I wish all the Biafrans. That is my wish to all of us. We want the world to know that we have come to join hands to make the world a better place. Please, as you join me, I urge you to like the program. If it is your first time coming in here, there is a 3 dot the way I'm pointing my hand. Click on that 3 dots on your right hand on top of your screen. Touch it once. As you touch that, as you are touching it, it will open. You will see like and share. Once you share the program, it will not take you to the page. Then you will subscribe and turn your notification on. So whenever we are live, then you will notice and join us, because we don't have specific time to come because of the country where we are. Our work are changing every minute, every time. So once we have that little time, we landed here. So that is why it's important for you to check if your subscription is been there, because sometimes YouTube will use their hand to remove you. So that is why you will not get notification. But once you check it back and subscribe back and turn that notification, everything about it is just to touch once to the end. Then you got everything right. Leave it there. Now we are going to the main deal of today. Under international law, why many countries' declaration, after the declaration, why many are waiting for so long before they can be able to grab international recognition? Why is being delayed? And does it depend on the military anymore? Listen to this. The program starts now. Listen.
In the modern world, 21st century, military force is not a legal way to create or define a country. In fact, international law is specifically designed to ensure that might does not make right. If a group or a movement declares independence using military force today, here is how the legal world views it. 1. The legal barrier. Ex injuria jus non oritur. This is a core Latin principle in international law, which means law does not arise from an illegal act. If a new country is created by breaking international law, such as an illegal invasion or an act of aggression, the international community is legally obligated not to recognize it. Even if the new country has a strong military and controls every inch of its land, it is considered a nullity, legally non-existent in the eyes of the UN. 2. Territorial integrity versus the military. Under Article 2.4 of the UN Charter, all states must refrain from using force against the territorial integrity of another state. Internal force. If a rebel group uses a military to break away from their own country, international law usually treats this as a domestic matter, an internal conflict. External force. If a foreign country uses its military to help that new group declare independence, like the case of Northern Cyprus, the result is almost always seen as illegal. The military force is viewed as an occupation, not a birth of a new nation. 3. The effectiveness trap. In the past, if you had an army and held the land, you were eventually recognized. In the 21st century, this has changed. Effectiveness. De facto, you have a military, you collect taxes, you have borders, you are effectively a state. Legitimacy. De jure. You have no seats at the UN, no trade deals, and your passports aren't accepted. The result. Without recognition, a country created by force becomes a black hole state. They exist in reality, but are invisible to the law. They cannot borrow money from the IMF, they cannot join the Olympics, and they cannot sue other countries in court. Summary. Military versus sovereignty. Concept. Historical view, pre-1945. Modern view, 2026. Source of country. Conquest and military victory. Self-determination and legal recognition. Role of military. To create sovereignty. To defend existing sovereignty. Illegal force. A valid way to win territory. A total bar to legal recognition. Conclusion. Using a military to declare a country today is often a dead end legally. While the military can hold the land, it cannot force the world to recognize the country as sovereign. In the 21st century, sovereignty is a legal status granted by other nations, not a trophy won on a battlefield. Would you like to see how this applies to a modern frozen conflict, such as the situation in Transnistria or the Donbass before 2022?
I hope you listen to that. Military. Those who are looking for Woto, they have adopted new law in 2026. They have said that they do not want it anymore. After our declaration, we start knocking Woto on the street, in the road. The world has, they said, they have moved away from that. That in the era of the colonial masters, that they used military domination, fighting for their country as a sovereignty. That in this 21st century, that is no longer sovereignty. They call you rebel. They call it illegal. A case of Northern Cyprus that was declared independent and went back to the use under gun and bullet to declare it. Till today, they have never achieved international recognition. Because of what? They violated the international law. They violated international law by using gun and bullet. So the world are letting us to know that they want peaceful movement. And that is what the United States of Europe government has adopted. Tell me, is it not better to be on the legal side instead of be on the illegal side? Let's play it again. Listen, we have many to play, many examples of what we are about to do here today. We have up to session 3. Let us start from the beginning. Like I said in my first intro, a country is coming out from South Africa. They are going through legal, not through military, because they have lands. They take a lesson from Namibia. They are coming. It will be like a chess play in your eyes. Listen to this.
In the 21st century, international law has firmly separated military might from legal sovereignty. To your question, no. A military is not the definition of sovereignty. In fact, some of the most sovereign entities have no military, while some entities with powerful militaries have no legal sovereignty. Here is how this works for unrecognized states and governments in exile, GIE, in 2026. 1. The military is not the definition of sovereignty. Under the Montevideo Convention and modern UN standards, the definition of sovereignty is legal capacity and legitimacy, not just gunpowder. The problem with force. In the 21st century, if a new country is formed by illegal use of force, e.g., an invasion or a violent coup that violates human rights, international law often invokes the Stimson Doctrine, which says that legal recognition should be withheld from any state created by aggression. Effective control versus legal title. A military gives a new country effective control, de facto. However, sovereignty is a legal title, de jure. Without international recognition, a military-backed state is often treated as an illegal occupant rather than a sovereign nation. 2. Governments in exile, GIE, without a military. Can a government be sovereign if it has no land and no soldiers? Yes. In international law, sovereignty is persistent. If a legitimate government is forced out of its country, its legal sovereignty does not vanish just because it lost its military. Why do countries recognize a GIE without a military? Legal continuity. Recognition is often maintained because the GIE represents the last, legitimate, or constitutionally chosen leadership. The empty chair principle. Sometimes the UN or other nations will leave a seat open for a GIE to prevent the invader or illegal regime from gaining legal status. The power of signature. Even without a military, a recognized GIE can control the country's foreign bank accounts and gold reserves, sign treaties that will be binding when they return, appoint ambassadors who have diplomatic immunity. 3. Countries today with no military, sovereign and recognized. There are roughly 26 sovereign nations that have no standing army at all. They prove that sovereignty is defined by law and diplomatic relations, not military force. Country. How they handle defense, why they are sovereign. Costa Rica. Abolished military in 1948. Strong legal institutions and international treaties, TIAR. Vatican City, protected by Italy, Swiss Guard. Sovereignty, based on religious/diplomatic status. Iceland, NATO member, no standing army. Full UN member with high legal standing. Panama. Abolished military in 1994. Constitutional guarantee, police handle internal security. Mauritius, no standing army since 1968. Functions through a specialized police force. 4. Summary. The 21st century reality. If a new country declares independence today, 1. If it has a military but no recognition, it is a de facto state, like Somaliland or Transnistria. It has power but no legal rights in the global system. 2. If it is a government in exile, no military with recognition, it has de jure sovereignty. It has legal rights, like control over money and treaties, but no power on the ground. 3. The definition. In 2026, sovereignty is defined as the internationally recognized right to exercise exclusive authority, a right that comes from the will of the people and international law, not the size of an army. Would you like to analyze a specific recent example, such as the legal status of the National Unity Government, NUG of Myanmar, or the status of Taiwan?
Yes, I hope you are listening. For those who claim that sovereignty is military is sovereignty, I said we will take time to dwell on this matter. We're going to take our time to dwell, bring everything to prove that military is not sovereignty. That the era of where military becomes sovereignty has gone and passed. We are no longer in that era where military becomes sovereignty. You are hearing it here. Everything is under the international law. Everything is under legal. Everything is under the criteria that we have to follow. I want them to hear it also that new law has been adopted in 2026 precisely that nobody should adhere to use military force. That, in fact, that Biafran US government will not use military force to attack Nigeria because of we have declared Biafra. They said no. That if we try it, that our name is rebel. Our name is those names they are calling us before. That after our declaration, that is why the government hold on, start training army, and leave the army is on the ground. And today they are going too legal. They are going diplomatic. They are going to political solution for us to achieve our international recognition. Listen, Let us find out if using military will stop recognition. Let us find out really in this, and if it has happened in some countries, because we must come with evidence at hand. Not just what we think. Not the thinking of that 19 Brigadier in the era of the colonial masters. That is why when I say to people, we will not achieve Biafra without history of other countries who has gone through that process. The future lies in the past.
Yes, you are exactly right. In the 21st century, using military force to declare a country does more than just delay recognition. It often creates a legal blockade that can last for decades.
Do you listen to that? In the 21st century, using military force to declare a country does more than just delay recognition. It is often creating a legal blockage that can last for a decade. That is going to last for a decade. After whether we use it to declare or after our declaration, you want to be seeing woto, and believe. He said that he's going to delay recognition over. They said he's going to block it over decade. Check people of Namibia. How many years? Check people of Somaliland. After 34 years, they can be able to get one international recognition after 24 good years. When America made the declaration, they pipe low on armed struggle, even in their own, until they get their international recognition from France. Now, when Great Britain refused to go, France now sponsored America with arms for them to chase away Great Britain. This is how it happens in time of France, in time of America, to achieve the United States of America, where people are there today messing themselves up. Because from country where you are coming, it's not a country, rather it's a company. So you reason like a company you are.
In modern international law, as of 2026, the more force a group uses to break away...
Listen carefully. In modern day international law, as of 2026, the law has changed. For you to have a new country, for you to be recognized,
the harder it becomes for the rest of the world to legally recognize them. This is due to a shift from might makes right to law over force.
This has been shifted from man-made right to the full of force that they did not need it anymore. That man-made right you are thinking woto. The word said, we have shifted from there. That we are no longer using that to give you recognition.
1. The illegal birth principle. Under the Stimson Doctrine and UN practice, if a country is born through an illegal use of force, violating the UN Charter, other states have a legal duty not to recognize it. Why the delay? Recognition is a stamp of approval. If a country recognizes a state born from military force, it might be seen as supporting an illegal act. This leads to frozen conflicts, where a territory has an army and a government, but is legally invisible for 30, 40, or 50 years, e.g. Northern Cyprus. 2. Self-determination versus military aggression. International law makes a big distinction between remedial secession, a group using force as a last resort against genocide or extreme oppression, which can eventually lead to recognition, like in South Sudan or East Timor. Pure military conquest, a group using force simply to grab land or power. This is almost never recognized in the 21st century because it violates the territorial integrity of the parent state. 3. The waiting room of history. When a country uses military force to declare independence without the consent of the parent country, it enters a waiting room. The military's role. It keeps the territory physically separate. The law's role. It keeps the territory diplomatically isolated. The result, the country cannot join the UN, cannot get World Bank loans, and its citizens often cannot travel easily because their passports aren't recognized. This delay lasts until a political deal is made with the parent state. 4. Summary table. Force versus recognition. If the country is created by international reaction, recognition speed, peaceful agreement, e.g., Czechia, Slovakia, immediate acceptance, very fast, referendum plus parent consent, full recognition, fast, military force, self-defense, mixed/fact dependent, very slow decades, military force, aggression, mandatory non-recognition, never, legally blocked. Conclusion. In the modern world, a military can win you a battlefield, but it cannot win you sovereignty. Sovereignty is now a gift given by the international community, based on your adherence to law, not just your ability to hold territory. Would you like to look at how this applies to a specific modern, unrecognized territory that has its own military, like Somaliland, and why it has been delayed for over 30 years?
I got one person on my comments who said that Somaliland was organized because of their military. Do you hear it here? That it was being delayed because of the military force they was using. Somaliland was being delayed because of what? Military that was being using against Somalia. That is why it was being delayed. You had it here. Am I the one who said it? And they want to use it as an example to you, to prove to you that is claiming, like one big fool. Hold on. I want to play a voice for you. Why I will take my time to dwell on this issue of sovereignty and the territorial integrity, and if we have right to stand in another country to declare a country. These are the programs this month we are going to be dashing out. That's question that people are stupidly asking. I want to be stupidly bringing it out to them to make them to look like fool they are. Hold it here. I want to play a voice to you. Those who claim they know the road to freedom. I want to play this voice to you. Can you hear any claim on the illiterate na-akọ? First, his own is illiteracy. A compound illiteracy like him. Can you hear na-akọ n'ọnụ? Onye mara road to freedom. Listen to this. Listen.
Yeah, another criminal recruit to this year. I mean, 2025. Get recruit to this criminal flavor. Adam, I want to define what I know as criminal. Criminal is somebody who takes something from you without your consent or in deceit. Or a criminal. And then my own a criminal. And when you're all a criminal, when I'm your victor. No, you're no life. Life program on make it a kita against the wake up paper. Na program on life. Kita, so I'm talking. When I say no, you're a criminal. When are you victor? Because na victor boy go a lot of things about this criminal. When are you the victor? Go where you will send them a cabinet. Can this criminal invite them na program ya? Kambia kowa yenja kwa criminal. Ebe bụ na agwa unu na ọ na-abụ ife ọbụla ekwuru ebe a nọ na cabinet nọ na-abụ oluo ha fụ n'eziokwu atara ebazeta ezichenje onuche na-asị ọkwa Victor confirm gị kịta ọkwa Victor confirm gị unu ebe unu ekwe akwụ na-ekwerego nke Victor welu disi ngwejelu dis criminal si a tie m na line ka mụ na-ekwuo ka ụwa n'onu mụ na ọ na ọdịchị ife ọ na-eme ọwụ na ọdịchị ife ọ na-agụpụta kwa mbọsị na send alesi invite na na ma biko na ma ha agba ọsọ mana ama na ihe eme imegodi ama na oye ekwe mana onye ka o ji wu criminal
Don William Don Pedro with your fake name. Your name is William Don Pedro. But make invite. You will come out here with your full face. I will see you. I have only one person will king on my link. I sent message to you yesterday, waiting for you. I sent message to you, waiting for you to, and I said I will do program today. I can also do program in the afternoon again today, in Biafran time. I want to invite you, William Don Pedro. You will come with your full face. I want to know who you are. I don't know you. The only time I come across with you is coming to Mazekai Report program. In on here. And that day, when this man come, he will pretend like a saint. And I wasted my time by bringing what it means when you declare a country. So, this old fool who want to use his old idiotic foolishness to describe sovereignty and a criminal. That I am doing my research, I bring it out here. What the world wants us to do at this stage that we are into. What the world wants us to do at this stage that we are into. And how things are being working, and you can hear names of country where it has happened. Where the things I am bringing out, where it has happened. And today, that's what I'm doing here. Tell me how I become a criminal. That is why I raised my hand. I said, from that day, William Fake Don Pedro opened his mouth to call me doing this good job. This is what I think I can offer to my people. For us to know the reality, that the Biafra we are looking for, our brain, what we think cannot give us Biafra without going to look for what international want us to do, because recognition comes from the international community, not from us. That is only reason why I start doing what Chukwu Okabiam asked me to be doing without anybody calling me, without anybody asking me to open page. And he said I was recruited. If those you are calling and you are listening was recruited, I was not. And if I was recruited, those who recruited me could have gave me the laptop I am looking for me to do more. So when I come, I will present this thing. I am reading these documents or these histories of the countries of the world that are being saved in app I am using. The only app I am using to find this, I pay for it every month, $200. Biafrans also join to pay. Those who like what I was doing also sometimes will send money for the app to be paid because they like what they are hearing from the page. Santos, good morning. I see you. So, and this man claimed that his name is William Don Pedro, claim he's a Biafran, that is making mockery of his stupidity, and his son and his daughter will ask him, Father, why are you so foolish and so stupid in the future? I lay my hand and said, if I have even seen anything that belongs to anybody in my entire life, may I never see good, and may this page go down. But if I never did, and you open your mouth, call me a criminal, from your first son to the last one, and including you, your name will be with tag criminal. And what is used to happen to criminals will happen to you and your generation. Ekperem n'isi gị bụ n'isi mụnwa bụ na ọ bụ na onwere m zuru ihe ya, na ọ bụ na onwere recruit mụnwa ga bụ na mụnwa volunteer myself and my time me nwe ho dey wonga chọrọ bata na come and sit here. Otu wonga network bata na sit here without sleeping, without having rest. Then for me to let me educate myself as I am doing this. If I ever na ọ bụ ihe a na-ekwu n'okwu, na ọ bụ ihe a ka mụnwa na-eme, bụkwa na wee recruit m ka the page ya fua can disappear on social media. Man, no boy, Don Pedro, he get disappear, your voice disappear on social media. I'm gonna win na ego. na ihe m ji eme ka nwere asụta gajet ma eji asụta gajet ma na-eti ekwesịrị nwere ozu ọhụrụ asụta ji gajet n'ohi ka m na-ezu ka ihe ohi bụrụ afa m ka ihe ohi mee m ka m gba na soshal midia. Mana ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ ya, ọ bụrụ na ọbịa ka m na-eme nọ na ihe m na-eme bụ izu ụmụ Biafra ohi ka ọ gara ịdịrị m na mma na Eke, ka ọ ịdịrị m na mma na Orie, ka ọ ịdịrị m na mma na Afọ, ka ọ ịdịrị m na mma na Nkwọ. Mana ọ bụrụ na ọ bụ ya Don Pedro, ọ madịrị gị na mma na Eke, ihe ohi gị na-eme n'ime ndụ gị na Eke, ọ ga na-eme n'Orie, ọ ga na-eme na Afọ, ọ ga na-eme na Nkwọ. Otu isi wure onwe gị na-eme egwuregwu ka ị ga-eso onwe gị egwuregwu ruo mgbe ị disapịara n'okwu nwere onwe a, ihi na oji ọfọ ga-ana, ị na-eji ọfọ awa ana wee na-akpọ mmụọ ala Igbo, kpọọ mmụọ ọma mbala niile, kpọọ mmụọ Orie, mmụọ Afọ, mmụọ Nkwọ, mmụọ Eke, wee si achụba Don Pedro na legeshọn ya niile. Wee m na-asị ya n'ụtụtụ a na otu ọ nwere ọ ga-esiga n'isi m na gị na-abụ ọ bụghị ikwe ohi na ọ bụ ọfọ ha. My people, ka anyị gụrụ voice ọnya ihe ọ na-ekwu nọ ni. Agba, you are welcome. Thank you so much.
onye ahụ elu bụ okwu 1 year eji wee rekrut ya ka mbe ka njikwa ka nje kọpụtara ngosikwa ebe a ka onye ọ na-afụ criminal na ebe a kịta na-agwazi gị na enidi ozi amị, enidi ozi arms, n'ozi peaceful exit. Peaceful exit aka Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'ime nga yo ha kwuo na ha ya without order na ya continue na woto ma dis criminal kịta na ha ekwuzi onye chọzie woto aja ejuzi oge nke ha ajụzi na USB si juzie ndị brigade. Kedu ibe eji wee kwụsịzi ndị amị kwụsị armed struggle, ka ibe eji wee kwụsị ha nchọchọzie peace? Nnamdi Kanu finish go tige na nga, the job agwụgo, enwezi need for it. Onwezi ị na-emezi armed struggle kịta ịmaghị etekzi risk nke aka gị, ọlụ ejiri gị ịlụchago jee weta evidence anyị jitụ nna anyị ukwu a nga, ijego weta atụghị nga, ịkọntinuzikwe akpụrụ ha ebe ibi maka onye ifokịta obi okponso, onye ebi okponso ọkpọ beri nke obi owu nsọ ọkpọ be ndị Islamic country ka obikwo were abịa ịnatara Biafra n'aka ndị Islam. Ndị a niile ewu ka hapụ isi ha nche nwere ofu n'ime ha mma ugoro mmadụ, o nwere ofu n'ime ha wee ezigbo ọyị nwoke nwere ike iwepụta taịmụ na-eche ka ivu na-egwu mmanụ nke bụ eziokwu na nke bụ azụ, mana ndị ọzọ niile criminal. Iji ikwu nke a na-akpọ Exodus, Victor were ibe asendị ara ha nke a na-akpọ Exodus, ana mbọsa na-ekwukwara sị get away, wepụ onye ebe a, get away, onye ahụ na-ekwu ife akwụkwọ last 2 years ka etiri o. Anọ m mbọsị Kai TV na-amụgosi etu esi eseti equipment for live program, ọ maghị eme itibolibe eseti n'inwuho ife eji wee mee program na-abịa inye mbi. The worst bụ na ndị niile ha rekrut wu ndị iti onwe onye mụ ife ya ekwesịrị ama ife a, sọsọ onye ifere adọ n'ahụ nwee ike ịsọpọtụ ife a na-eme. mana isi na-enwe ife na-eme dibe explain n'olu m ife gbara mgharị asịghị na-ewu nke m na ha dachis na nwụzi DOS.
I take my time to read some documents of the international community, the international laws of this man na-egwogwa na nke Kai report. And at a stage, or same na ya no ihe m kwuru. Even one of our sister na-akpọ Tina write a comment. Now William Don Pedro has gone back to go and think. This is what he think out from what I teach to him, what I give him out. You know what? Our problem in this movement now, we believe that what we think and how we reason, how we see it, will give us recognition. It's a pure lie. We must think, we must act on the level of them. Is it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a first leader who fight for a new country, who was being sentenced to life imprisonment? What of Nelson Mandela? What of Rahman of Bangladesh? What of Jina Maduta King? What of Maghandi of India? What of Joma Kenyatta of Kenya? They all come south because of what? The achievement of the peaceful movement of their own people outside triggers to international recognition. The man is the man. He called himself. He said his name is William Don Pedro. This is how he goes to every platform. When you come first, he will present himself as a saint. He will prove, oh, I am a saint. I want to know. Let me tell you, Biafrans, on every YouTube or any platform, if anybody comes to ask you any question at this stage, he is a betrayer. There is nothing you will answer him will change his mind. Because he is coming from the Ifajuna family. Like William Don Pedro. That is where he's coming from. At this, all that is happening, the history of Somaliland, is not giving you consign to understand the movement right now. Anybody who asks in this, after the lecture of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, after the lecture of Mazen Simon Ekpa, to this stage, if anybody is asking you, and that's why sometimes I don't know what you want to ask, because all this answer has been given in the past. And you claim that you are here from 19 Brigade, when you cannot recall. You cannot recall that Simon Ekpa said, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa said, after our declaration that no gun should be shot again in Biafra land. I never said that we don't need military, that we don't need arms. We need to keep while we are waiting for recognition. After our recognition, if they refuse to move, then we'll chase them away. And as we are waiting, if in our own threat this time around, Nigeria government comes saying, the military will interfere to save our people, because our declaration gives us automatically a sovereignty of our own first, under self-remedial external succession of self-defense. This is how it goes. I never said we don't need military. And you had it here. Some countries that after their declaration, they continue to openly, like Northern Cyprus, like Somaliland. That is why they are declared. That's why the recognition was being delayed for our own. See, Northern Cyprus has going to over 40 to 50 years. Somaliland waited for 34 years. Finally, Israel decided to give them that pity and recognize them. Are you following? This is how it goes. And in this 21st century, moreover, this 2026, they have adopted new law of having a new country. And how you can achieve it. That they do not want violence anymore. They don't want anything violent anymore. They don't want it anymore. That they want you to achieve it through, first, that what gives you a sovereignty this time around is what? It's no longer military. That the era of military has left. That is why we said that one thing that is constant in life is changing. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Changing. That law that guides in the era of the colonial masters of that military becomes sovereignty. They said, we have moved away from that. That we are in the era of war, 21st century, where they don't want anybody to use force under remedial. Our own case is external remedial succession of declaring a lost country. That on that they don't want us to go into armed struggle. That he was going to delay our recognition for a decade. Is it what we wish? Because of our own selfish interest, our own selfish reasoning. Look at Northern Cyprus. Look at people of Somaliland. Look at people of Miami. There is many countries, and you had it here that out of 26 countries in the world today, that they got recognition without holding one single military. They said that Costa Rica, after their declaration, abolish their military first, go into peaceful movement. Today, they have got recognition, become a country. They now said Somaliland with military movement, no recognition until 2025, December 26, when Israel decided to grant that recognition today. And that recognition, people have been talking about it. How could you want us to live like that? And you are claiming you know sovereignty. Hey, sovereignty is military. Let him invite me to come and defend sovereignty. Look at someone that will watch my page. I just to invite you rather, but you will come with your full face, Don Pedro. William Don Pedro, fake name of a white man. 3. William Pedro Don, 1 person. I will give you my platform for us to debate, but you will come with your video, with your full face. If you accepted, send message. And thank God you said that you are watching me live. When you are watching me live, if you prove who you are, you don't need to go and send voice to somebody. You could have write on my comment section that your name is William Don Pedro, that you want to come and we debate issue of sovereignty. I will allow you to come in. I will tell you today, as I start this program, I will give you the link. You will open, you will come with your full face. Then the world will see who I want to discuss, who want to defend, who want to decide, who want to define sovereignty. So the world will see it. I will hold the voice here, because for me, the voice is useless for me. But I just played it for people to hear. When he goes to platform, that is the question he will ask him. The next question he's asking now is territorial integrity. You claim you declared country. What is your territorial integrity? That is the next question. Then Pedro will start asking. But we are here. Bring it out. I would have already searched it and keep it somewhere. What it means in a government in exile, territorial integrity. We will dish it out. We are ready for all. That is why I am. Do you see me debunking Adade Orama? Do you see me talking about those? No, now. I don't have that kind of time. I want to know what is my right in this government and things I should do to increase the political pressure, social media pressure. That is why I'm reading all these things, for them to know that we know it. And look at, when I read it, I debunk the one that we as the Biafran people are not in, and prove to the world, look at the one we are. Like now, after our declaration, the government understand why we have to lay down on the road to Woto. Yes. So my people, don't be angry. I want you to understand why I am doing this. I want you to understand it perfectly. I want you to know it clearly, because the time we are into. Yes, we move, my people. Sorry for that, but that is all into what we are doing. That is, all of them are involved into what we are doing. So there is no one we will leave behind. We will be touching everything, because if we didn't play his voice, I want him to know that I got his message, that I am also give him that chance he wants, but he must come with his video, with the full face on social media, before I can be able to discuss with him peacefully. No insult. He bring his fat. Why I will bring my fat outside? That is the only way. If you want us to go into that, I am open for you. Come, as I'm waiting for you. You are watching me, even if you are not commenting. Even when you, because you always watch my program, even when I did it, you didn't watch it live with me, you come back to watch. So, right, I will get notification from YouTube that someone writes me. Anytime I finish program, those who write comment after watching, I read the message, because I go through my message. That is what I want you to know. Just continue.
Yes, you are exactly right. In the 21st century, using military force to declare a country does more than just delay recognition. It often creates a legal blockade that can last for decades. In modern international law, as of 2026, the more force a group uses to break away, the harder it becomes for the rest of the world to legally recognize them. This is due to a shift from might makes right to law over force. 1. The illegal birth principle. Under the Stimson Doctrine and UN practice, if a country is born through an illegal use of force, violating the UN Charter, other states have a legal duty not to recognize it. Why the delay? Recognition is a stamp of approval. If a country recognizes a state born from military force, it might be seen as supporting an illegal act. This leads to frozen conflicts, where a territory has an army and a government, but is legally invisible for 30, 40, or 50 years, e.g., Northern Cyprus. 2. Self-determination versus military aggression. International law makes a big distinction between remedial secession, a group using force as a last resort against genocide or extreme oppression, which can eventually lead to recognition, like in South Sudan or East Timor. Pure military conquest, a group using force simply to grab land or power. This is almost never recognized in the 21st century because it violates the territorial integrity of the parent state. 3. The waiting room of history. When a country uses military force to declare independence without the consent of the parent country, it enters a waiting room. The military's role. It keeps the territory physically separate. The law's role. It keeps the territory diplomatically isolated. The result, the country cannot join the UN, cannot get World Bank loans, and its citizens often cannot travel easily because their passports aren't recognized. This delay lasts until a political deal is made with the parent state. 4. Summary table. Force versus recognition. If the country is created by international reaction, recognition speed, peaceful agreement, e.g., Czechia, Slovakia, immediate acceptance, very fast, referendum plus parent consent, full recognition, fast, military force, self-defense, mixed/fact dependent, very slow decades, military force, aggression, mandatory non-recognition, never, legally blocked. Conclusion. In the modern world, a military can win you a battlefield, but it cannot win you sovereignty. Sovereignty is now a gift given by the international community, based on your adherence to law, not just your ability to hold territory. Would you like to look at how this applies to a specific modern, unrecognized territory that has its own military, like Somaliland, and why it has been delayed for over 30 years?
I hope my voice is coming out, my people. Please, can someone confirm? I hope my voice is coming out. Can someone confirm if my voice is still coming out, please? Can you hear me, my people? Can someone help me confirm if my voice is coming out loud and clear, please? On the comment section. Because the page is somehow under attack, because I can't see any comments anymore. I can't see any. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amos. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we are good to go. So what I am doing this morning is for those who want us to go into Woto, who believe that it's because of military. That is why we will achieve recognition. And that is why we are going to be a country. Give, thank you so much. Alex, thank you so much. Thomas, I greet you. Thank you. For those who believe that we are going to achieve Biafra with Woto in this 21st century, it's no longer there. Everything about the life we are living is not changing. So you think that the law will not be changed with all that is going on? With all that is going on today, do you think that things are not going to be changed? Things are changing. The laws are changing. Even we are calling for UN Charter to be submitted to amendment. That is why now UN start using their adopted charters instead of the era of the colonial masters. Because nobody like all these killings of the people that's going on today. That's why they said that when you are going through legal, that nobody will arrest you. When they see it that going through legal means drop open confrontation of armed struggle. That is what the world said they don't want anymore. That will block our recognition for a decade. That open confrontation of Nigerian military and all this will do what? We bring issue of blocking our recognition for some time, for some decade. And they give you example of where it has happened. They give example of countries where it has happened. They give you those that get their own without having one boot in their homeland. They mention Costa Rica, that they achieved their own recognition without having one military in their territory. But I'll say good morning. They give you countries that because of the open confrontation of Woto, that they denied them recognition. Somaliland was being denied recognition for over 34 good years because of the role they play. South Sudan is there. Sao Tome is there on their history. This is in Africa. When you go to Europe, Belarus are there. Look at Northern Cyprus. Look at Miami. These are countries that are existing. Have one problem because of what? After they make their declaration, they still continue open confrontation in existing sovereignty, territorial integrity of that country, like we, the Biafran people, call it name. The world still respects, despite what Nigeria is doing, they respect their territorial integrity. So, lovely, thank you so much. So the world are watching on this 2026 law that they have changed it, that military is no longer the criteria of a sovereignty. They also said that they have moved away from using military to attack the existing territorial integrity of Nigeria. That is why that the best option for the Biafran government of USB for us to achieve our recognition is what? Using legal, diplomatic, political, using social media to mount pressure to let them know that now on this issue of remedial succession that the USB government, after our area declared, has dropped, we are no longer into armed struggle. Rather, we are into diplomatic, legal, political, media pressure for our recognition, because we have proved to the world that we are peace, abide, loving people, that we value life and we respect life of people. This is what they say, that it triggers recognition very fast. Example is on this page, on this place where we are now. Czech and Slovakia, that after their declaration, they said immediately stop armed struggle. They immediately stop what? Armed struggle. As they stop this armed struggle, that it gives them immediate acceptance, very fast recognition. Now, they now refer us to where? To the people of Somaliland presently. After declaration, using military force, aggression, low, delay, no recognition. Low, delay, no recognition. Which one do you want? Among these, which one is the first one you want? Is it not like people of Czech, Slovakia, people that after their declaration, they lay down. They allow their army to be on their border just to stay, get training, prepared, and be waiting. And prove to the world that after our declaration, do you see US military showing now we not be them? It's no longer that time. The world has moved away from that you are thinking. The recognition comes from international, whether they like it or not. Somaliland, all the way from Israel. Israel is not among Europe. It's not an international community country that's a member of UN. My people, we have to reason. We have to reason and first focus on reality. We have to reason and do what? Focus on reality. In this 21st century, listen again.
Yes, you are exactly right. In the 21st century, using military force to declare a country does more than just delay recognition. It often creates a legal blockade that can last for decades.
You listen to this? In 21st century, using military force to declare a country does more than just delay recognition. It's often creating legal blockage that can last for a decade. Now that we have finished our declaration, do you like for us to continue woto and our declaration, our recognition is being delayed and being blocked for a decade? Then instead of us to drop showing woto and what will happen? Get recognition very fast. Which one do you think? Tell me in the comment section. Which is the best one? Now, in this 2026 century that the law has been changed, I'm asking questions in the comment section if you are with me. Between using military, fighting Nigeria, between using military, fighting Nigeria after our declaration, that our recognition will be delayed and be blocked for some decade, and between non-use military force, between using legal, diplomatic, political, media pressure, and achieve it very fast, and the one of being delayed, which one do you want? Tell me in the comment section. Which one is the best among them? Which one is the best? Between no military, showcasing on the social media, showcasing in our territory, and we got recognition very fast, and between knocking woto in our street and be showing them in social media, and the recognition is being delayed, which one is the best? I'm asking you. Tell me what is in your mind. With what we are hearing, which one is the best? Which one do you think is the best among all? And which one is on the safer side? Which one has more benefit than the other one? Can you tell me in the comment section? If you are still here with me, can you answer? We move. As I'm waiting for your comment, I want to know what you think. Both UC Nation, both Love Day, both Abarosia. Abarosia, what do you think about this? As you are hearing this, what is in your mind about Abarosia? Give to Keke. What is in your mind? Is it woto being delayed over decade, being blocked over decade, or no woto, no showcasing woto, and fastly recognition? A document said that Biafra movement is rapidly being discussed this time around. Yes, Alex, thank you so much. Yes. Diplomatic is the best. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Give, thank you so much. I understand. Can you hear it clearly? Can you hear this clearly? that we don't need to go and confront Nigeria right now. Now, that is our DPM told all of you that what we needed is what? That we needed movement of peaceful movement, no more armed struggle. We needed the 4 criteria: diplomatic, legal, political, media pressure. There's a gift. We don't want Woto. Now we don't need it anymore. We don't. That is why they are giving us examples of countries where it has happened and where this has caused their delay of their recognition. Think and listen to the reality. Remove that thing you are thinking on your own. Remove how we see it. How I see it will not bring Biafra. Rather, it will be delayed. Yes, what I say, thank you. Use legal and diplomatic way is the best. There is no two ways about it. Thank you so much. This is a pure truth. With all these documents, and that is why I'm here to try. I just came back from work, night work. This is 9:40 here. I entered my room as I was talking to Ada Simon. I hurried to join him. From him, I'm here. Why am I doing this? I am doing it because I want our people to understand. Yes, give to KK. You are full of Ma Simon Ekpa, really. Our PM Ma Simon Ekpa Njoku have said it before, that after our declaration, that if you're expecting to hear boom, boom, that is not going to be possible anymore. You who want it, go and do it by yourself.
In modern international law, as of 2026, the more force a group uses to break away, the harder it becomes for the rest of the world to legally recognize them. This is due to a shift from might makes right to law over force.
Are you listening to this? In modern international law, as for 2026, the more force a group used to break away, the more harder it becomes for the rest of the world to legally recognize them. This is due to shift from the man-made right to law over force. They have shifted from where? From Woto. That is, they call it man-made right. Hey, military sovereignty, you know to fight, Woto. It's no longer there. The world has shifted away from that. The world has shifted away from it. They believe on law over force, the one that law will force Nigeria to exit Biafran territory.
1. The illegal birth principle. Under the Stimson Doctrine and UN practice, if a country...
Under the doctrine of what? UN practice. This is whether, even no matter how UN is being corrupt, they are in charge. Don't think we are calling on them to make the world a better place by stop pretending as if they are not seeing what is going on.
Country is born through an illegal use of force, violating the UN Charter. Other states have a legal duty not to recognize it.
Do you hear it? If a country born through an illegal use of force, violating the UN Charter, other states have a legal duty not to recognize it. Chidwe Manuel, good morning from here. You're welcome. Please, as you join me, I urge you to like and share this program, please. Your like is very important. Your like is very important in this program, because when you like this program, another people will get notification, so they will come. The message will be going viral. And if you look at this message is what you to like. There is a 3 dot in front of you on your right hand side of your screen. There is a 3 dot today. Click on that 3 dot, it will open. You will see like and share. Then subscribe on the page so you know when we are live. What is important to me is for you to like the program first, because once you like and share to your contact, there is those who follows you on your Facebook. Give them the message. Once you give them, you are spreading the message without saying a word. Actions speak rather than voice is what you are doing, even on the comment section. That is why your comment is well valued and well important. Please like, share. Please.
Why the delay? Recognition is a stamp of approval. If a country recognizes a state born from military force, it might be seen as supporting an illegal act. This leads to frozen conflicts, where a territory has an army and a government, but is legally invisible for 30, 40, or 50 years, e.g., Northern Cyprus.
They give you an example of those who has military. They have up to 30, 40. They have their military being covered, but up to 30, 40, 50 years, no recognition. Northern Cyprus. It's a country. They are playing World Cup. They are playing qualified series. They are playing in Europe also. But look at it here, that they do not have recognition. For getting to 30, 40, or 50 years, no recognition because of what? It's being born through armed force. What else do you want the world to tell you? The world are directing us where we'll be safer, on the safer side, to understand what we are doing. Recognition is a stamp of approval. If a country recognizes a state born from military force, it might be seen as supporting an illegal act. This leads to frozen conflict, where territory have an army and a government, but is legally invisible for 30, 40, or 50 years. E.g., example, Northern Cyprus. Example of what? Example of this is what? Northern Cyprus. Let's continue.
2. Self-determination versus military aggression.
Listen, yo.
International law makes a big distinction between remedial secession, a group using force as a last resort against genocide or extreme oppression, which can eventually lead to recognition, like in South Sudan or East Timor.
Yes. Remedial secession. A group using force as last resort against genocide or external oppressor. Our own is two things: remedial secession, external oppressor. Bishop Onaga, good morning from here. Thank you so much for being here at all time. Despite coming late, we have gone 1 hour, almost 2 hours. Thank you that you are here as you join us. You will grab all the information. Thank you so much. Who are you? Please hold on, my people. I have a phone call. My people, 1 minute. Yeah, my people, sorry, please. I have a call from my office, which is a personal call, so I have to answer the call. Please, do not be angry with me. Please. You're welcome back. You're welcome back. Let us go back to the program, please. Where we are, no time. So, on this issue of remedial secession, external oppressor, really, Nigeria is oppressing us. And Mazna Kano started on the issue of remedial secession. That because of abuse of right, inhuman treatment, and all of the surrenders it, that we want our own country. True. Now, Obatobie put it of a external oppressor. That's because of the way Nigeria are oppressing us. That is why we make our official declaration. That is why we made our official declaration of the United States of Biafra. These are pure born truth that nobody can deny it anymore. Now, on that, when the genocide continue, that people can be sorry, let me do the needful because one idiot is here. He can always come. Yeah. So, my people, when you listen to the real truth of what is going on and the way we are right now, Nigeria is oppressing us really. And they said that which can eventually lead to recognition. If Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu in his own time continue fighting, continue standing under the declaration of the Republic of Biafra in his own time, that is where this particular one works very well. You see this particular issue of a group using force as last resort against genocide or external oppressor, which can eventually lead to recognition. This is where this could have happened to us. They now give you an example of those that doesn't happen to. They now give you an example of South Sudan or Eastern Timor. These are two. They own. At last, they pick up armed struggle to do what? To defend themselves. And these two, the world said that they did because South Sudan still continue on that their fight today. If Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu was be able to continue fighting till today, by now, this is where the matter is with the genocide Nigeria committed in our land, which Nigeria committed a crime of war crime through the genocide, the role they played. Now, if Chukwuemeka Odimegwu was be able to continue this work for him, this work for us that time, this work for us what that time is not against, and that is also what could have triggered recognition, the genocide. That is where we could have capitalized his hand, despite saboteurs like Sunday Kinsley, King or whatever he called himself, despite like people of Don Pedro. These are those who advise Mazi Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu wrongly. And he dropped, he quitted. And we lost Biafra. That is why today, the government is arguing in the UN today. United States of Biafra government, by leader of Rabeze and the lobbies, are arguing in the UN today that we did not declare a new country, that we re-declare that old one where Nigeria government, with Great Britain, London, UK, caused genocide. That is the one that we re-declare back, not a new one. That is the argument in the UN. This is the argument that the government is arguing everywhere, even in Africa Union. They are all there. They are doing the argument. And we are winning, whether they like it or not. These are my findings, and this is the truth. So you see That is the issue of South Sudan and East Timor, that they did not condemn them. The world did not condemn their own because of the pass-through genocide before they went back to pick arm struggle to defend themselves.
Pure military conquest. A group using force simply to grab land or power. This is almost never recognized in the 21st century because it violates the territorial integrity of the parent state.
Are you listening? Are you listening? Pure military conquest. A group using force simply to grab land or power. This is most never recognized in the 21st century because it violates the territorial integrity of the present state. That's why I told you with this that only what United States of Biafra is doing right now is only the best option, because the countries that we are going to present recognition values the territorial integrity of Nigeria, and they said that they do not want us to do that because they are not going to give us recognition if we continue in showcasing military and claiming that military is the sovereignty. That they know that when a new country is being declared, that the land, the territory will be under what? Dispute, will be under siege, that will be under oppressor. They know well. They know it all. They know it very well. When a group using force simply to grab land and the power, do you hear it? That is what you want government to go and be grab power, grab our territory by force, by woto. They say that if you try it, that they are not going to recognize us. They are going to keep us like people of Northern Cyprus. They are going to keep us like people of Somaliland after 34 years. So you want us, after going all these true things, you want us to remain for 34 years before we can achieve recognition to become officially a full country. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Official AJ, good morning. Happy New Year. And the happy USB recognition in advance. So, I hope you are listening carefully. A group using force simply to grab land or power. This is almost never recognized in this 21st century because it violates the territorial integrity of the present state. That's why I call its name. Nigeria is the state that I'm talking about. We that are Biafrans who make our official declaration this November 2024 that we are what? We are not going to control woto in the territory of Nigeria, that the world are not going to recognize us. Official AJ said, hashtag Biafran President Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, prisoner of conscience. Hashtag free Biafran President Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience in Nigeria. Yes. Hashtag free Prime Minister Simon Ekpanjoko, a prisoner of conscience in Finland. They want our DPM to be in prison. That is why they want her to do woto. But I thank God that the advisors and her personal PA and the lawyers and the lobbyists stood on the rise and advised her legally. Legal. Can never say nantibu, nampebu kantibu. Aige bebu Nigeria. That is where we are. Not Itibufa. A geozin tibu as onwe. A geozin tibu a country. We will use. We are not going to use war. We are not going to do it anymore. That is what the government look at today. Biafra land is calm because of the method that our government adopted after our declaration.
3. The waiting room of history. When a country uses military force to declare independence without the consent of the parent country, it enters a waiting room.
Do you hear that? The waiting room of history. When a country uses military force to declare independence without the consent of the president of country, it enters a waiting room. So you want, after our declaration, we will go into a waiting room like Somaliland, like Northern Cyprus. Is it what you wish? Is it what you want? Is it what you want? That's why I thank those who commented that we don't need vote anymore. That what we need now is what? Legal, diplomatic, political, and the pressure that we are mounting.
The military's role. It keeps the territory physically separate. The law's role. It keeps the territory diplomatically isolated.
Do you hear it? The military rule, it keeps the territory physical separate. That is number one. Number two, the law role, it keeps the territory diplomatic isolate. That is in the waiting room. They are going to isolate us if we continue to use the armed struggle.
The result, the country cannot join the UN, cannot get World Bank loans, and its citizens often cannot travel easily because their passports aren't recognized. This delay lasts until a political deal is made with the parent state.
Are you seeing, after everything, you see this political arrangement, political meeting with the president state like Nigeria. The hotel Batobi told you that everything will end up in a round table in the UN to discuss about Nigeria in African Union. That is where it's going to end up. Did they say that it's going to end up in military? Did they say that it's going to end up in military? Ask yourself a question as you are listening, or as you may listen after this. The result, when you use military force, the country cannot join the UN, cannot give World Bank loan, and its citizens often cannot travel easily because of their passports hasn't recognized. This delay lasts until political deal is being made with the present state. You think that it's just like that we grant Biafra without this way government is dragging them into ICC right now, into UN, into African Union. Do you think that we can? We cannot get anything without going to this process. They are giving us the process we have to go. And that is the process the United States of the government is going today. I will also say that our line is open for phone call in case if you decide to call this morning. The number to call remains +9 7 3 60 51 337. Only on WhatsApp. Only via WhatsApp you can call. If you want to make a suggestion, or if you're on the road, if you're going to work, you want to say something before you leave, so you are free to call to bring you what you have grasped from what we are saying and the way forward. To make your own humble suggestion, you are welcome to do that. Good boy. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you so much. What if the current country does not even have it in their agenda, like Shetima? Good morning, Bose. That is when we have dragged them into all this and they refuse to come. Then the world will see that they refuse, they will get us recognition. Don't you know that Somaliland went through this through Somalia? And Somalia refused to come. Does this stop Israel as the member of the UN to get recognition? In the minds now when Naga try to keep them on them more. Like in every app now, you will hear that our DPM has sent official 3-page of our declaration document to Nigeria to know that Biafra has actually been declared. And it's right, delivered. They got the message. They all got the message clean. So there is no other way around. So, my people, it is very imperative that we listen to the things that are more important and how this Biafra we get recognition and we will be peacefully. Let's continue.
4. Summary table. Force versus recognition. If the country is created by international reaction, recognition speed, peaceful agreement, e.g., Czechia, Slovakia, immediate acceptance, very fast, referendum plus parent consent, full recognition, fast, military force, self-defense, mixed/fact dependent, very slow decades, military force, aggression, mandatory non-recognition, never, legally blocked. Conclusion. In the modern world, a military can win you a battlefield, but it cannot win you sovereignty. Sovereignty is now a gift given by the international community, based on your adherence to law, not just your ability to hold territory.
Are you hearing it? In the modern world, a military can win you a battlefield, but it cannot win you sovereignty. In this modern world, in this 2026, it's no longer about military. It's no longer about woto. It is about legal. Sovereignty is now a gift given by the international community based on you are adhering to the law. The recognition comes based on how USB is adhering, working towards law. And that is what our DPM is doing. And she is making everything possible to us. That is why we almost know that the time we are into is the time where we all have to believe and support United States of Biafra movement. This is a pure truth. As you can hear it here, loud and clear. Not just your ability to hold territory. You are holding your territory does not give you guarantee of official international recognition. Also, are you hearing it here? Through military. But through law, you grant everything in between. Everything will be in your hand. It is a high time we change the narrative. Believe on this modern day 21st century. Good boy. I don't think you are here when we are when you have had it clearly that Woto cannot, that Woto will delay our resolution for a decade. You know, it's just joining us. That is what I'm asking our people. Now we need to change it. They only ask us to go diplomatic, legal, political, and media pressure. These are 4 criteria for us to get recognition.
Would you like to look at how this applies to a specific modern, unrecognized territory that has its own military, like Somaliland, and why it has been delayed for over 30 years?
Do you hear it? Somaliland was being delayed since all these years because of the used military aggression to fight against Somalia. That after their declaration, they still went ahead to continue fighting them. We cannot say because of how the zoo work and we start acting like zoo. That is why we are not building a country that is like zoo country. Don't you hear from Abatu Simon that after our declaration that nobody should shoot one bullet anymore again? Are you from the energy of the year you forgot? That is what legal is the only way. Northern Cyprus is a country for over 40 years. No recognition because they use armed military after declaration to fight against Cyprus. Till today, nobody got recognition. Can't you hear that Somaliland was being denied their declarations of since for over 34 years because of armed struggle? Because of Woto. Can't you hear it here? When I come, I will come with evidence and the country where it happens. So if that wasn't okay for you, that means you are still using like the zoo, because the zoo believes that if people come out for protest, they will knock them Woto. We are no longer in that era. The world has changed. And they give us an example of countries that no matter how it is, it takes them time, but the law works for them. That is the one I believe in.
Yes, you are exactly right. In the 21st century, using military force to declare a country does more than just delay recognition. It often creates a legal blockade that can last for decades.
So you want us to go to Woto that will block our recognition for over a decade? Good boy. Do you want us to go into Woto? And now they are here telling us that if we go into that way, that we are going to, that recognition is going to be delayed. In this 21st century, no more Woto. They have abolished it. There is a new law in 2026.
In modern international law, as of 2026, the more force a group uses to break away, the harder it becomes for the rest of the world to legally recognize them. This is due to a shift from might makes right to law over force. 1. The illegal birth principle. Under the Stimson Doctrine and UN practice, if a country is born through an illegal use of force, violating the UN Charter, other states have a legal duty not to recognize it. Why the delay? Recognition is a stamp of approval. If a country recognizes a state born from military force, it might be seen as supporting an illegal act. This leads to frozen conflicts, where a territory has an army and a government, but is legally invisible for 30, 40, or 50 years, e.g., Northern Cyprus.
Now, between legal and illegal, which one is the best one? Is it not legal? That's what the government is going through.
2. Self-determination versus military aggression. International law makes a big distinction between remedial secession, a group using force as a last resort against genocide or extreme oppression, which can eventually lead to recognition, like in South Sudan or East Timor. Pure military conquest, a group using force simply to grab land or power. This is almost never recognized in the 21st century because it violates the territorial integrity of the parent state. 3. The waiting room of history. When a country uses military force to declare independence without the consent of the parent country, it enters a waiting room. The military's role. It keeps the territory physically separate. The law's role. It keeps the territory diplomatically isolated. The result, the country cannot join the UN, cannot get World Bank loans, and its citizens often cannot travel easily because their passports aren't recognized. This delay lasts until a political deal is made with the parent state. 4. Summary table. Force versus recognition. If the country is created by international reaction, recognition speed, peaceful agreement, e.g., Czechia, Slovakia, immediate acceptance, very fast, referendum plus parent consent, full recognition, fast, military force, self-defense, mixed/fact dependent, very slow, decades, military force, aggression, mandatory non-recognition, never, legally blocked. Conclusion. In the modern world, a military can win you a battlefield, but it cannot win you sovereignty. Sovereignty is now a gift given by the international community, based on your adherence to law, not just your ability to hold territory. Would you like to look at how this applies to a specific modern, unrecognized territory that has its own military, like Somaliland, and why it has been delayed for over 30 years?
Yeah, do you hear it? Why Somaliland was being delayed for 30 years, but it is 34 years. Are you heard it from here? That they are being delayed because of military. They showcase on Sudan, or sorry, on Somalia after their declaration. Is it what you want us to do again? Ojukwu went into Woto. Did he succeed? Ojukwu went into Woto. Did he succeed? He did not. And today, now the law has changed in 2026. Do you still want us to go through that? It's not at the time.
In the modern world, 21st century, military force is not a legal way to create or define a country. In fact, international law is specifically designed to ensure that might does not make right. If a group or a movement declares independence using military force today, here is how the legal world views it. 1. The legal barrier. Ex injuria jus non oritur. This is a core Latin principle in international law, which means law does not arise from an illegal act. If a new country is created by breaking international law, such as an illegal invasion or an act of aggression, the international community is legally obligated not to recognize it. Even if the new country has a strong military and controls every inch of its land, it is considered a nullity, legally non-existent in the eyes of the UN. 2. Territorial integrity versus the military. Under Article 2.4 of the UN Charter, all states must refrain from using force against the territorial integrity of another state. Internal force. If a rebel group uses a military to break away from their own country, international law usually treats this as a domestic matter, an internal conflict. External force. If a foreign country uses its military to help that new group declare independence, like the case of Northern Cyprus, the result is almost always seen as illegal. The military force is viewed as an occupation, not a birth of a new nation. 3. The effectiveness trap. In the past, if you had an army and held the land, you were eventually recognized. In the 21st century, this has changed. Effectiveness. De facto, you have a military, you collect taxes, you have borders. You are effectively a state. Legitimacy. De jure. You have no seats at the UN, no trade deals, and your passports aren't accepted. The result. Without recognition, a country created by force becomes a black hole state. They exist in reality, but are invisible to the law. They cannot borrow money from the IMF, they cannot join the Olympics, and they cannot sue other countries in court. Summary. Military versus sovereignty. Concept. Historical view, pre-1945. Modern view, 2026. Source of country. Conquest and military victory. Self-determination and legal recognition. Role of military. To create sovereignty. To defend existing sovereignty. Illegal force. A valid way to win territory. A total bar to legal recognition. Conclusion. Using a military to declare a country today is often a dead end legally. While the military can hold the land, it cannot force the world to recognize the country as sovereign. In the 21st century, sovereignty is a legal status granted by other nations, not a trophy won on a battlefield. Would you like to see how this applies to a modern frozen conflict, such as the situation in Transnistria or the Donbass before 2022?
Are you listening to that? Remark this word. Territorial integrity versus the military. Remark it. Under Article 2 in bracket 4 of the UN Charter, all states must refrain from using force against the territorial integrity of other states, whether new or old. You know that this is the law they are using to judge Donald Trump this time, that he interfered in another person's territory by force. But what is coming out from the people of Venezuela proving that this man is a killer. We don't want him. He has made us to the extent of that. You know how white man loves dog, that they kill their own dog and eat because of poverty, because of hardship. So, and also, do you hear that with this level of military, what you are expecting that we cannot join some group, we cannot do some certain things. But that does not mean that you will not have your military. You will have it and train them, keep them in your territory. Instead of using to pass, keep them. When it comes to self-defense, that is why you can see when Nigeria government dive into the territory of the Biafra military, then they deal with them. The world could not call them rebel or terrorists. No, because of what? They are in the territory of Biafra. Yes, and bring some blockage. Can they hear it? He's going to bring some blockage when you use military. My people, be wise, be intelligent. It's no longer to think, oh, that I want it this way. Why can't we go this way I want? And when the government refuses to go the way you want, you turn against the government. The government are studying all these laws. That's why I told us here that there is an existing protocol, that there is existing criteria, there is existing way to achieve this new country. This is how it goes. There is no other way around. That is why we are calling on all of them that we have met those criteria, that they should give us recognition. We have agreed that we will not use military to achieve Biafra as a country, that we have to go down through the memory lane. Listen to this. Our number is open because we are going to close very soon for us to come back in the few hours to come. Listen to this. A lot is happening, and a lot has happened. If you send your child to school today, you did not send your child to a new school. What you did, you send him to go and repeat the history that has been there before he was being born. That is what you send your child to go to school and do. The same thing about our declaration for us to achieve Biafra as a country. We will stand on the existing protocol, use all the old histories to achieve our own, because the future of tomorrow lies in the past. If there is no past, there is no present. That is how the world judges everything. In this 21st century, they have adopted their law. 2026, they have prohibit us to use arms to go and confront Nigeria. We cannot go and confront them. But when we are in this 40 state that was being registered, they come. We will confront them. That is self-defense. Listen.
In the 21st century, international law has firmly established that military force is not the definition of sovereignty. In fact, the cases of the South African Bantustans and Northern Cyprus are the primary legal precedent.
Do you know there is a country that is coming from South Africa again? The same South Africa that brings out that Namibia got the independence from. Bantustas are planning, they are doing their own to come out. In South Africa again. Another country is about to come. Now it's a in the history in this 21st century. On that one, when they mentioned them, Ambazonia, is when I add on own. I say, what of the people of United States of America that they declared their own and stop armed struggle? Now they said yes, that I am right. That is absolutely the right example of what is going on.
Precedents used to prove that effective control, militarily holding land, does not automatically equal legal sovereignty. Here is how the law views these entities versus governments in exile, GIE, without a military. 1. Why military control failed as a definition. In the 20th and 21st centuries, the international community adopted the doctrine of non-recognition. This means if a state is created through
Listen, in the 20th and 21st century, the international law, the international community adopted of what? Non-recognition. Once you are into using arm to fight, they are not going to recognize you.
through a violation of peremptory norms, the most basic international laws, it simply does not legally exist, no matter how many soldiers it has. Bantustans, South Africa, they had territory, governments, and police/military forces. However, they were denied sovereignty because they were created to further apartheid, which violated the principle of self-determination. International law viewed them as puppets of the South African regime. Northern Cyprus, TRNC, it has a functioning government and military protection. However, the UN Security Council, Resolution 541, declared its independence legally invalid because it resulted from the illegal use of force, the 1974 invasion. Under the Stimson Doctrine, sovereignty cannot be born from an illegal act. 2. Sovereignty without a military. The government in exile, GIE. A government in exile is a unique entity that possesses legal sovereignty, but zero military control. In international law, sovereignty is persistent. It belongs to the state as a legal person, not to the military. How it...
Listen here very carefully. A government in exile is equally entity that process legal what? Sovereignty, but zero military control. In international law, sovereignty is being presented. It belongs to the state as a legal person, not the military. In a show to wood.
GIE functions without a military recognition as legitimacy. If the international community recognizes a GIE, like the Polish government in London during World War II or the Kuwaiti government during the 1990 invasion, that group is the only one authorized to sign treaties, spend the country's foreign currency reserves, and appoint ambassadors. The host state protection, a GIE, exists on the territory of a host state. While the GIE has no military, it is protected by the host's military and laws. Sovereign immunity. Even without a single soldier, the leaders of a recognized GIE enjoy full diplomatic immunity. They are treated as heads of state, not as private citizens. 3. Comparison of entities in the 21st century. Entity type, military control, international recognition, sovereignty status, unrecognized state, e.g., Somaliland. Yes, no. De facto, in fact, only. No legal rights globally. Government in exile, e.g., Belarus opposition, NUG Myanmar. No. Partial/varies. De jure, by law, claim. Legal rights depend on recognition. Microstates, e.g., Andorra, Liechtenstein. No. Yes. Full sovereignty, protected by law and treaties. Puppet state, e.g., historic Bantustans. Yes. No. Illegal. Not recognized as a state under law. 4. Summary. The modern rule. In 2026, the definition of sovereignty is legal legitimacy, not military power. 1. If you have a military but no recognition, you are a de facto authority but legally a non-state actor. 2. If you are a GIE with recognition but no military, you are a sovereign without a home, holding the legal keys to the country until you can return.
I do hear it clearly. It's no longer in the hiding. This is the things that we have been missing in this movement. It's Obatobi Simon Ebanjoko who introduced all these things and he understands how it works. And I am very happy today that our DPM, Dr. Ngozo Rabeze, has adopted, even before announcing this 2026 law, that she has adopted it already. That she has adopted this already. So stop fooling yourself. Stop making social media. First reality, first truth, first bitter truth. Look at what it is. They give you example. I don't even know that this Benchusa has been there for so long. And they said, because of the way they handled, that they never give recognition. What else do you want us to do for you? How do you want to know that the government is on the right track? After you have listened to all this. After you have listened to all this. Many more. I will hold it here for now. Until we come back in the next hour. Some hours we'll return back. We'll play. We'll give you more. We will give you more to that. It is a high time we all face reality. If you have military but no recognition, you are a de facto authority but no legal, non-state actor. Is it what you want after all these years? Is it what you want after all these years? If you are government in exile with recognition but no military, you are a sovereignty without a home, holding the legal key to the country until you can return. Once you get recognition, then you return to your country, return to homeland. Oh, you country in exile. Do you even know about it at all? Have you researched for it? Well, there was a time I was acting like you, and I decided to go deep to find out the truth. For those who are against US government, that's those I'm calling Umokoko. Because for every Biafran who under this government are very legitimate people, like Easy Way, good morning from here, and all of you in the comment section, those who believe in the reality of what we are doing. Those, look at it here, tell me. She goes, here, my brother, is it not the best way the government is going right now? Government in exile, for those that want Nigeria, he don't even know it at all. Look at Wazik, a fool, calling himself is a lawyer. He cannot say about government in exile, the rule. He's here when they pay him to come and make one noise. I'm a lawyer. I know my brother was rendered useless. because of the money he was contributing to Wazurike. Tax, plate number, this and that. I know him very well. And I know how many people in my area was doing that useless today. And he's claiming how big man he is. Yes, I have a phone call from my brother. Maz, good morning. Thank you for coming. You're welcome.
Yeah, good.
We are live and direct.
Yeah, good morning from here, my brother.
Okay.
Good morning from here. How are you today?
I'm good, my brother. You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I have been listening. Great job out there. Keep it up. You know, from this exposition you are giving on to us, which is reality, people can now see that this Elias, this criminal Elias, having failed with their paymasters to stop the declaration,
Yes.
they now want to push this woto so that they can now delay. You know, they push us to another corner that maybe in the next 50 or 100 years we have not been able to see what we are looking for.
Like Northern Cyprus, like Benchusta from South Africa. Like
Unknown to the
Somaliland.
ignorant fools like Ogenkere, Itibolebo like Ogenkere, unknown to the criminal in a Cape Verde like Aparawa, unknown to the fake professor Chioma Okoma, Nadia, Rubin Nadia and co. That this is what this guy want to do. Because it's a script. But thank God for having given them miscarriage. You know, it is a war,
Yeah.
but no longer physical war. It is a spiritual war.
Exactly.
Because the foundation of this course is very spiritual. At Onyendu said, while I was praying in the holy land of Israel, Elohim spoke to him. That is where I am whole. That is what I am. Johnny Aswebido, John and Cape Azwa, this our second or third missionary journey.
Yes,
so we can never, somebody like me, will not neglect that foundation.
Exactly.
That foundation is the reason why that every gang up, every conspiracy, every plan to stop this movement in Ankepa as well always have miscarriage. There is always an option, you know,
Yeah.
that will overthrow the plan of the enemy and we keep moving forward. Thank God for Elohim Chukwuka them.
Honestly.
We are on the right track.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll soon get there. Thank you very much, my brother. Keep it up.
Thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you for that.
Up USBG, led by Dr. Ngozi Orabweze.
We are there. We are there. We are there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, my sister. When they come to attack us, remember since all this while, we never go to Nigeria territory. We are only in the old Eastern region defending our border. When they come to attack us, like the way they go to our camp or enter our street, the army will come to attack them because the 40 states has been registered fully on the both UN, both everywhere. It has been registered. Now, anyway, Biafra has 40 states. So when they come under self-determination, right, then the military will defend the citizens of Biafra land. But coming out to go to attack them, no, they said no. That is not. That is forced military aggravation that they don't need anymore. So we have the right to defend ourselves. That is why we have the military in the homeland, in every state, to protect the state once the enemy comes around. When we fully got one recognition, I give you an example of America. Morocco was the first country who gave America their first ever international recognition. They give to them, but they did not sign arm movement with them until France come as the second country. Now France come to give America weapon to chase away Great Britain. That is where we are. That is how the process is going. And that is what government is doing for us. So yes, we have to defend ourselves. But to defending, to using, to claiming that they will come out, start to no. The world has abolished it. They said that they have moved away from that. That military is not definition of sovereignty. You had it here. I am not the one saying it. That is why I allow them to say it the way they put it straight here. Before I utter my word. Good morning from here. Obi, good morning from here also. Thanks for coming. Please, as you join me, please like. Like is very important. Because the like is making program to go viral. Once you like, there is somebody on your Facebook or your contact that will get this message from you. Once you share it on YouTube, those on your contact will get notification. So they will listen. That means you are spreading this message to go viral. Please share. Touch the like button. If it's your first time coming, there is a 3 dots on top of your phone on your right hand. The one pointing my hand, you will see a 3 dot there. Click on that 3 dot. It will open. You will see like and share there. Please, and subscribe. Please, I beg you to do that, because we want the message to go viral. We have to change the narrative, not with what I think. Look at the evidence everywhere. How we can change narrative. You have had it here that the military is not the definition of a sovereignty in this 21st century. Listen to the history of Miami. Listen to that.
The National Unity Government, Banshee of Myanmar, is one of the most significant 21st century examples of a government that claims sovereignty without controlling the capital or having a traditional centralized military. As of early 2026, the NUG demonstrates that sovereignty is not just about having an army, but about performing the functions of a state and maintaining legal legitimacy. 1. How the NUG exercises sovereignty without the capital. The NUG uses a model of distributed sovereignty. Instead of ruling from a central palace, they exercise authority through several non-traditional channels. Parallel governance. In areas not fully controlled by the military junta, the SAC, the NUG coordinates with ethnic armed organizations, EAOs, to provide state services. They run revolutionary schools, health clinics, and even local judicial councils that resolve disputes according to NUG-approved laws. Digital sovereignty. The NUG operates largely in the digital space. They have launched their own digital currency, the DMMK, to bypass the junta-controlled central bank and have used NUG bonds to raise funds from the global diaspora. Diplomatic representation. Although they don't have a seat at the UN, the seat remains contested/empty. They have representative offices in major world capitals like Washington, D.C., London, and Canberra. They are treated by these governments as the legitimate interlocutors for the people of Myanmar. 2. Sovereignty via legitimacy versus force. The NUG's claim to sovereignty is based on constitutional continuity. Because they were formed by lawmakers elected in the 2020 general election, the CRPH, international law views them as having the legal title to the state, even if the junta has the effective control of the capital, Naypyidaw. Feature. Military junta, SAC, NUG, government in exile/parallel. Control of capital. Yes. No. Legal source. Coup/force. 2020 democratic election. Sovereignty type. De facto, physical. De jure, legal. UN recognition. Denied/contested. Recognized by many as legitimate rep. 3. Other examples of military-free governments in exile. There are several entities today that maintain a claim to sovereignty while living in another country, often without any military force at all. The Tibetan Administration, Central Tibetan Administration. Location, India. Military, none. Exercise of sovereignty, They operate a government that manages education, culture, and religion for the Tibetan diaspora. They
Are you
hold
hearing
regular
it?
elections and have a parliament. While not recognized as a state by the UN, they are treated as a sovereign-like entity by many world leaders. The Democratic Forces of Belarus, Svyatlana Tsikhanouskaya. Location: Lithuania/Poland. Military: no direct military, though some Belarusians fight in Ukraine as volunteers. Exercise of sovereignty: they issue new Belarus passports, recognized by some EU nations, and act as the primary diplomatic point of contact for Western nations, effectively bypassing the Lukashenko regime in international forums. Summary: in the 21st century, sovereignty has become intersubjective. This means that if enough other countries believe you are the legitimate government, you are sovereign, even if you are living in a hotel room in a foreign city and don't have a single tank. Would you like to explore the legal gray zones of unrecognized states like Somaliland, which has a military and a capital but no international recognition?
Are you listening? Once you are a government in exile and you are under legal movement, you are under legal movement. They said even though you are in one room hotel, that you have sovereignty. Even though you are in one room hotel, but you respect legal and you work through legal, you are what? A sovereignty. Have you heard it? Like I said, our line is open for 5 minutes. If there is a phone call, we answer. If there is not, we are going to shut down. We are going to come back to do proper analysis on this document I am reading out. I just want to highlight, give it a little bit, then we'll come down deep. Back in the next some hours today, we are going to be back to handle this program again, where all of us can benefit to every layman understanding. Is the next level I am going to pin the program on. I want us to know the truth. Nothing but the truth. These are the things that we thought is about Woto. Even me, I believed in Woto before. I believe that Woto, who is gave me Biafra, I never knew that this Woto will delay it. I am part and parcel out of Woto. But look at today. When I see things really, how it happens to other countries, and what the law, I never knew that this 2026 are going to be a new law. I never knew. My brother, Hood Boy, don't worry. Things you think might has been done through this government. These governments are very smart. The government of USB is very smart. Something that are bothering me, when I ask questions, I find yes. When I find question, I found yes in my answer. And it gives me joy to believe in the ability of the government that they know what they are doing seriously. All I prove to you today, all the documents we've been hearing here, is about what? A new country, how it can happen. So for people to know that it's possible. And for those who are asking, how can you declare countries another man's country? There is a question I ask. When they talk about new countries, they talk about Amazonia, they talk about other countries, I now ask, what of United States of Biafra were declared? Are they not among those that the world are talking about them for them to grab the recognition? Honestly, they also give me a wonderful answer. Honestly, they give me a wonderful answer. I am looking for that answer. Where it is. What is that, my question? And after that, I posted that's what they give me on a Biafra is my home platform WhatsApp. A member of Fallback who are still there, start attacking that message. Start canceling that message. That is nonsense. Because that is how they reason. But what is nonsense to you is what the international community values so much, not what you think and not how you see it. I am looking for, I thought this message I put it separate from all my documents so where it can be easy for me to find it. There is a question I asked them this morning and they give me an answer that shocked me. That is the question I'm looking for. Hold on, my people. Okay, maybe when I come back. Yes. In the next few hours when I return, well, today I'm going to have program 2 times before I will go to my job today because I have a long morning break. Network is under attack somehow, but it's okay. So, my people, I have give you all the evidences that you need to know. I'll give you. Well, I believe in facts. I am someone who believes in evidence. Even when I was working for Zoo, I believe in evidence. If you bring a matter, no evidence, I trash it out immediately. I don't waste time. So that is why I choose the kind of things I do social media. That thing that I don't know, I keep on asking. And I thank you for giving me this, for letting my friend to introduce me to this app I'm using. Who introduced me on this app is a teacher in America. Is the one who introduced me to this. And that is what they use to search histories of what they teach some students in America. That is how I come across of this app. In a month is $200 to subscribe for it. Every month, every 27th of this January now, I have to pay. But why am I happy doing it? Because it's making me to understand that I am going home very soon, that I have a good government that will save my life. And they give me all the fact I wanted. It's different from what you see in the Google. No, it's very different. The Google will give you a little bit of it, but not full details. Like what? This one will give you example, bring country where it happens, bring everything. So you can see to believe. That's what I'm doing here. I see, ask my people, please, the money for the gadget remains. I said it openly, remains $500. $500, yes, remember, because somebody sent $50 yesterday. We are counting down. So please join me to support me on this issue of gadget. I want to be putting this program on the screen so where all of us can see it and follow and read. Where you can screenshot it direct and send to group. That one can be easy for you to switch off from camera, from stream. Then you can send to somebody to read, whether he believe or he may not believe. You can also join me on my S handle, because after this, I take my time also to share this message in the S handle also. You can also share from there. Then the same name, Read Biafra TV, is what I use to answer on my S handle. So from there, you can get more information and send on your own S. People can also read from your own from there. So I want to thank you. Hold on, as we're going to come back in the next few hours. Thank you so much. One love. Peace out.